Okay, perfect. So welcome everyone. I see we have some people from Denmark already here. My name is Luisa. I'm a sourcing manager at Algrano. And I have here today Sebastian and Idardo from Cafesmo, as well as Marcela Bali and her family. They're going to be our hosts on this virtual trip to Honduras, and we're going more specifically to Mercedes, also near Mercedes, I imagine, in Ocotepeque, in the Copan region in Honduras. And we also have a very special guest with us today. We have Matos from which is a fair trade company, and he represents all the fair trade certified organizations in Latin America. He's going to be talking to us a little bit about how organizations in Honduras specifically invest their fair trade premiums. So just first up, Algrano, just so we can talk a little bit about the platform to the people that are new to us. So if you don't know, Algrano is an online platform where coffee growers can offer coffee directly to roasters in Europe. And Algrano organizes all the logistics from the country of origin to Europe. We work a lot with consolidated shipments, so we can put together orders from multiple roasters and make a bit more like an intelligent use of the container space. All the pricing structure on the platform is transparent from FOB to the final price. Algrano can also organize financing and warehousing and road transport to of the coffee to the roastery as well. And we also do quality assurance, and we work to have competitive prices. One thing that I really want to shout out here today is that we have a feature on the platform that's not really new, but it's something that's really important for producers. Every roaster that orders samples on the platform can leave a rating and feedback to the producer. So this feedback goes straight to the producer, doesn't pass through us or anything. And that's like something that's very important for them, so they know how their coffee is being perceived in Europe. Even when a roaster doesn't buy the coffee, it's important for them to know if they liked it, why did they like it, why they didn't like it, if they would buy it or not, and that so they have a better understanding of the market, and they can market their coffees better in the future as well. So, and that's available to all the roasters on the platform. You can also find a profile for Cafesmo with all the information about the cooperative and the team and photos on the platform. And you can order samples from their lots as well. So if you go to Cafesmo's profile, for example, there's like CL grower lots. You can click there and you can see all the offers that they have available at the moment, including a coffee from Marcela, who is in the call today. And we also have, it's pixelated, sorry. We just released today a harvest report from Honduras, in which Sebastian and Idardo here are two of the main contributors. So that's already available for download. You can just go to the Honduras origin guide and you can find it there and can read a little bit more about the harvest and what's been going on in Honduras recently. And you can also, if you go to the platform, you can subscribe to the future origin trips. We're doing it pretty much once a month. This month, we have another one for other countries in Central America on March 25th. And we're going to have Mexico in April and Peru in May. So subscribe so you receive the notifications when the Zoom invitations are out. So, okay, so next stop, Cafesmo. I think we can go to Sebastian and Idardo so they can introduce the cooperative to us. Sebastian, would you like me to share the video first?
Yes, I think that would be a good idea, Luisa, because that's a very quick way to give a complete overview. Thank you.
Perfect. So I'm going to play here and then we go to you guys.
Bienvenidos a Cafesmo. Somos una organización de 260 pequeños productores de café en el occidente de Honduras. Para nosotros la trazabilidad es muy importante. Hacemos un seguimiento desde la finca hasta los tostadores. Cada tarde llegan los productores con su café, fruta para ser procesados en nuestro beneficio húmedo. Todos los cafés que salen de Cafesmo pasan por un riguroso proceso de control de calidad. Aquí en Cafesmo contamos con instalaciones para preparar y procesar los cafés especiales. Contamos con nuestra bodega, beneficio húmedo, secadoras solares y un moderno laboratorio de catación. En nuestro laboratorio de catación hacemos el análisis físico y sensorial del café para evaluar la calidad. También contamos a tiempo completo con una catadora Q-Grader. Aunque vendemos el café alrededor del mundo, también aquí en nuestro país nos sentimos orgullosos de consumir nuestro café.
All right, awesome. For those who have been to Honduras already, and to those who haven't really, Honduras is one of the most beautiful countries I have visited, and I've been around a little bit. So it is a pretty amazing place, and I think you can see that bit from the video. Sebastian and Hidardo, I'll pass the word to you so you can talk a little bit about the cooperative. I think that's the main thing now, and I'll be showing the images as we go.
Yeah, I think Hidardo is going to start because he's the founder of Cafesmo, and I arrived quite a bit later. Hidardo, the word's yours.
Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure for you to stay here. Welcome to everyone to Cafesmo. We are very happy to make partnership today with Algrano. Now stay in the cooking lab to present Cafesmo. Cafesmo is an organization in the western of Honduras. We have 216 farmers. We are planning to work with specialty coffees, microlots, and work with environment methods for the climate change, and focus mostly in focus on specialty coffees, producer, and connect directly with the roaster. We funded Cafesmo 4 years ago with our members near from Mercedes for one principle to connect the farmers with the roasters and elevate the competitivity in the rural areas in Ocotepeque, in the western of Honduras.
And you guys are also your fair trade, organic, and you.
Yeah, we have different certificates of labels. We have Rainforest Alliance. We have fair trade and organic coffee. All our farmers is certified in Cafesmo.
And can you show us the office space around?
Of course.
Cupping lab, and it's like a very cool project that you've recently developed as well. I think it's nice for people to be able to see it.
Can you stop sharing the screen, Luisa?
Of course.
So what are you cupping today, Dardo?
Yes, we are staying in the cupping lab right now with Silvia. Silvia, say hi.
Hola.
And Idalia. This is our cupping lab. We roasted here in Cafesmo with Itawa because for us it's very important to be consistent and analyze every data about the coffee. Right now we are preparing a cooking section for evaluate different microbes today.
And at the moment is micro lot season, isn't it? It's a bit late in the harvest now, so you're receiving more high altitude coffees. What do you have on the table?
Yeah, we have right now coffees from the Alpinal, for example. We have 3 samples here in the Pinal, in the area of the Pinal. Microlots, right now we have the big majority of the lots is microlots naturals and washed coffee.
Very nice. So if, for the folks watching as well, El Pinal is a blend that Cafesmo offers. There is a group of 15 producers, and they're also their friends. They know each other. They're kind of like in a similar area. And it's one of their the coffees that they have that are a bit more volume, and because they do a lot of also single farm lots. Okay.
This is the view of the cooking lab. We have a coffee tested flavor well.
Sebastian, feel free to jump in as well, you know.
Yeah, I'm happy to join in, but what Hidardo is showing seems fascinating to me and probably to the roasters as well, no?
Is there anything special about those kettles? They look very unique.
They're very common actually, but they're massive, so they can do the a big table. So if you go to Origin, usually like the kettles will be humongous. They're very big kettles. Yes, but that's because they do very long cooking tables.
Maybe now, indeed, Louisa, it's time to move on to the next part. I don't know.
Yeah, so let me just go back to where I was with the presentation. So I was just showing some photos of producers from Cafesmo here, and a bit about the warehouse. I really like this photo of you and this lady, Sebastian. Are you showing her how to use the platform? I imagine that you are.
That's a nice introduction, and I'm really sorry to say that I am not. In fact, this is Doña Gloria. Doña Gloria and I are in a chat here, Zoom chat, with Casey from Girls Who Grind Coffee from the United Kingdom. They work with female producers. They had bought coffee with Algrano actually last year from Doña Gloria, and he really wanted to get to know her as well, have a direct connection with her. So I was there just to translate, and they spoke with each other for at least half an hour. And actually, I'm very proud and grateful to inform you that actually exactly today, Doña Gloria will be receiving a bonus from Girls Who Grind Coffee because she partakes in the Girls Who Grind Coffee sales of her own coffees, and she can get the money out of her bank account today. This is one of our main goals as well, to really connect roasters and small farmers directly, and Algrano facilitates this a lot for us. We also encourage this directly. So my role, among other things, is to make it possible that roasters and producers can talk to one another, even if there is seemingly a language barrier or a technical barrier. We really want to encourage roasters to work with producers 1 year after another. So roasters can also decide if they want to work maybe with a young person who has a lot of, who is struggling to make a living, or with a very small farmer who doesn't have a lot of area, but who has a great capacity to make specialty lots. And that allows you as well then to communicate with your producer about what your preferences are, what type of profile, what type of processes. And these are the relationships that we are trying to build with Algrano. We're grateful for this opportunity.
Okay. And we want to talk a little bit about what's it like to travel to Honduras and to travel travel to Ocotepeque. So I have just a little bit of a lane map. But Sebastian, you travel to Honduras, like from Honduras to Europe every year. What's it like for you? How do you have to prepare?
The very first time I came here was back in 2002. So you can see that I have gray hair. So that is quite a while ago now. I came here to do a volunteer job with abandoned children for 6 weeks. And I very well remember I spoke no Spanish or almost no Spanish. And I had to bring traveler's checks because there were no ATM machines. And the euro had just started 3 months before that. So nobody knew what the euro was. And it was quite a hassle. Fortunately, things have changed enormously since then. So now there is 2 flights a week from Madrid directly to our San Pedro Sula airport. There's 1 flight now due to COVID, but nobody's going to travel now anyway. Usually there are 2 flights every week. And San Pedro Sula is very well connected once or twice a day with Miami, Atlanta, Houston, New York. And those cities obviously are very trip usually takes between 15 and 25 hours to reach our airport. And then we are very happy to pick you up there and bring you to Mercedes Ocotepeque in the beautiful mountain region at only 2 kilometers from the Salvadoran border and 20 kilometers from the Guatemalan border. Now, we know that we have a bad rap in the United States, and people may think that we are a violent, dangerous, drug-infected country. And to be very honest, yes, our big cities are a bit dangerous. So you may not want to venture out in San Pedro Sula or in the capital, Tegucigalpa, on your own, especially at night, especially if you're very white or a woman. Mountain region where we are located, where all the coffee regions are located, are very peaceful, are very quiet. You could almost say sleepy towns. It's the delicious coffee that keeps us awake, actually.
You have a dog next to you, Sebastian. Sorry, I know we have...
So I don't know, can you actually see me? Because I'm only seeing you, Luisa.
I can see you, yes.
Okay, yeah, there's a little dog. There's actually a humongous dog here. It's unique in Honduras. I've never seen one like it. It's a Saint Bernard dog. It's...
I think the connection...
Tall I am when it runs, so happy to see. He weighs 50 kilos. Can you still hear me?
I can, but the connection is it's failing a little bit.
Intermittent? I'm sorry, I'm as close...
Okay.
We've been working for 2 days to establish this connection, and still we're sorry for that.
No worries, no worries. It's a lot better than a lot of things we've done before. I'm gonna move on, Sebastian. If the dog comes back, you can put him on the screen. I think people would like to see. But I think...
Thank you.
Maria, do you want to say something?
Yes, there were a couple of questions, some food questions. And before we close the travel information section, I just want to say, Luisa, you also traveled to Honduras, maybe you know. So can you also have some nice food like tortillas? Or I don't know what frijoles is, but can you have it with your cup?
Beans.
Yes. Which are kidney beans.
But is that like... in Honduras, the tortillas, are they a specific type of tortillas? I don't remember that, actually.
Yeah, we have 2 types of tortillas. The harina, flour, and then another type, which I don't know the word for in English. It doesn't come to mind now. But there is a typical Central American type of tortilla as well. With fried beans and...
No, I remember that by the end of...
avocado and egg. Maybe we should go back to coffee and to climate change.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that. I remember at the end of my time in Central America, I couldn't eat tortillas and beans anymore.
Imagine 18 years, Luisa, 18 years and going strong.
So we wanted to talk a little bit about climate change, not just because it's one of the things that has been big in Honduras for a while now, because we had the 2 big hurricanes hurricanes in November that hit Honduras pretty much like back to back with 2 weeks difference. It was Eta and Iota, and it affected a lot of the country, mainly the cities, not so much the countryside in terms of sheer destruction, but it did affect the countryside, affect the roads and the connections of taking coffee to from the farms to the cooperatives, etc., and from the cooperatives to the port. But also even before that last harvest in Honduras, they had a lot of issues with rain as well. So it rained for long periods. A lot of the coffee cherries fell on the floor. They opened. There was a lot of fennel. So, and all these rain patterns have been changing. So I think that's a big topic for Honduras right now, and how Honduras is dealing with it. I wanted just to share a little video as well that Sebastian sent me. There is a producer, how he's like carrying his coffee out of the farm after the hurricane, because all the roads have been pretty destroyed. So this is what it looks like. Sebastian, you told me that people are using mules as well, like horses, mules and stuff to take the coffee out. Yeah, I think Sebastian is gone. Hidalgo, how are people dealing with this in Honduras at the moment?
Okay. When the hurricane here in Honduras destroyed the big majority of the roads to access to the farm, with Sebastian, we made a crowdfunding for reopening the roads, because the big majority of the road to access to the farm, the principal access is blocked just in the point of the harvest. When the beginning the harvest in November, we have 2 hurricanes in a very short time. Normally, in this time, don't have this type of season of raining, but in 3 weeks we receive a lot of rain and destroy the first beans is dropped and blocked the big majority of the roads. And obviously, it was very crazy to access to the farm, and confused to the farmers, because it is impossible to bring the beans to the cooperative or only access to the farm. In Cafesmo, we are very worried for this. We have 3 years working with different ONG in Honduras, and CLAC, for example, too, for consolidate more program for because it's a big job for climate change. It's a big challenge. It's dramatic, because we can contribute to in the agriculture and the coffee in the coffee industry, can collaborate. All our farmers, we make workshop right now for adaptive to climate change, adaptive new type of different plots to investigate what's happening in the field. Because, for example, La Fundación Neumann, the Neumann Foundation, is working very hard in Honduras for make different plots or lots to investigate different coverage. For example, for make the soil more coverage and different type of process to evite erosion to the when the
¿Quieres hablar en español, Hidardo? ¿Tú puedes hablar? Sí.
Okay. Actualmente con la Fundación Neumann, más de 2 años trabajamos con parcelas para investigar nuevas coberturas. Para
Since 2 years. No.
Sebastian? Sebastian?
Do I have to translate?
If you want to, and then we can go to Marcela as well, I guess, because it would be nice to hear from the farmer perspective how.
Okay. Okay, and I will be translating for Marcela as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Just what was Hidardo saying about the Neumann Foundation?
Yeah, that's so we're working with the Neumann Foundation since 2 years now to investigate a number of the parcels, and then I quit in mid-sentence. I stopped in mid-sentence. I'm sorry for that. Finish that?
Hidardo, puedes terminar.
Okay. Y este trabajo nos ha servido para establecer nuevos distanciamientos de siembra, establecer nuevas coberturas y sobre todo promover los cultivos de café en sistemas agroforestales, sistemas que puedan ser también diversificados con maderables, frutales, obtener más, no solo café, y también proteger las fuentes de agua y proteger los peces.
I have to, otherwise if sentences my old brain is unable to remember it. So the main thing with the Neumann Foundation since 2 years and investigate a number of the farms, and with investigate we mean to say how is the soil, how are the nutrients, is there enough water flow, is there enough shadow as well, and what can we do to get better nutrients, to get better shadow, to get more trees. So we're also diversifying, trying to get fruit trees. At El Pinal we're actually working with avocado trees, and the support of Neumann is really essential to go forward with that.
And from Marcela's perspective?
Marcela, it's your turn now, I think.
Hola a todos, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Marcela Valle y aquí al par tengo a mi padre.
My name is Alex Valle. I'm the father's Marcela. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Respaldando un poco lo que Hidardo nos comentaba anteriormente.
I'm just going to tell you what Hidardo said as well. I'm going to resume.
Las raíces cafetaleras de nuestra familia iniciaron con mi abuelo.
Marcela, perdón. Yo iba a pedir a Sebastián que pones el teléfono en mudo, porque no podíamos escucharte.
En mudo, estás en mudo.
¿No?
No. Okay, can you hear us now?
No, Sebastián, you were muted. Now you are.
Hola.
Okay.
There's echo.
Ok. Las raíces cafetaleras de nuestra familia iniciaron con mi abuelo.
It all started with my grandfather.
El cual se encargó de que sembrar la semillita en mi... perdón.
No, usted tiene que apagar el sonido porque...
Yeah, I don't know why there's echo now. They're all muted. Have you had this problem before, João? I know you do this all the time as well.
We're sorry for the small technical issue, but that happens with Zoom, and especially in faraway places like ours. But we're back now. So it all started with Marcela's grandfather.
Yeah. Bueno, mi abuelo se encargó de sembrar el amor hacia el café en mi padre y a enseñarles muchos conocimientos importantes sobre el café.
It's my grandfather who actually taught the whole coffee cultivation business to my father. He planted the grain of love for coffee in my father's heart.
Y ellos dos se encargaron de incursionarnos a mi hermano y a mi persona en el mundo del café.
And then much later, decades after that, it was my father's turn to instill that same grain of love for coffee into my brother's heart and my own heart as well.
Desde pequeños nos enseñaron a hacer los viveros de las plantas de café en el patio de nuestra casa.
Even when we were little, my dad would typically teach my brother and myself how to have a nursery in the patio of our house and to work on little plants. So they were not child labor, but they just loved to play with the plants, I suppose, Marcela.
Y nos involucraban en todas las actividades que conlleva la recolección del grano de café.
And we also helped to pick beans during the harvest season back in that day.
Todo este tiempo que hemos tenido la oportunidad de estar en el mundo del café,
all the time that we had this opportunity to be a part of the world of coffee,
nos ha dado la oportunidad de ver claramente cómo el cambio climático nos ha afectado a nuestra familia en la producción del café.
Has made it, because it's so many decades, grandfather, father, and now the third generation, this has made it very clear to us, very visible to us, how the effects of climate change are also affecting our lives and our farm and our business.
Por ejemplo, en nuestra finca han habido años donde llueve poco o la lluvia no cae cuando en sí la planta lo necesita. Entonces esto afecta que la maduración del café sea irregular.
So what happens, for instance, is that it may be dry for a very prolonged period of time, exactly during the season when there should be rain for the beans to grow, for the plants to have sufficient water and nutrients. And this greatly affects the maturation process. The beans cannot ripe timely during such seasons.
O también tenemos el claro ejemplo del año pasado con los fenómenos, los huracanes Zeta y Iota, en donde fuimos afectados con la pérdida de pequeñas parcelas de plantas de café debido a los deslizamientos.
And then last year, of course, we had this double hurricane that hit us. Usually we have a hurricane like that once every 20 years in Honduras, twice in a matter of one single month. That was really a terrible situation for all of us. And in our finca, in Marcela's fincas, that was noticeable because there were mudslides, and the mudslides just take out rows and rows of plants that have been nurtured for years and that are gone in a matter of minutes.
Todos estos cambios nos han servido como familia, ¿verdad?, para poder innovar en el mundo del café. Y es por eso que decidimos ser parte de la cooperativa Cafesmo.
But all these changes in the last years, we've had Rust Leaf as well in 2013, the hurricanes, the climate change. Instead of, sitting down and being sad about that, we decided to be resilient, to see this as an opportunity, become members of the Cafesmo organization that could technically and at other levels as well.
Cafesmo nos ha impulsado como familia, pero sobre todo personalmente como mujer. Ellos están enfocados bastante en la igualdad de género.
Cafesmo has been really helpful, instrumental to help us grow at a technical level, teach us how to grow, how to process and prepare specialty lots. But I have also been given an opportunity as a female producer because gender equality is really an important topic for Cafesmo.
Y se han formado diferentes grupos para poder enseñarnos a las mujeres todos los procesos que conlleva el café.
So there have been groups formed. There are women's groups now. There's a youth group as well. Marcela is a member of both these groups, and she has been learning from Cafesmo as well how to better prepare and process her coffee. So she now knows much more about the different processes.
Y sobre todo nos han dado capacitaciones para poder preparar cafés especiales y así tener microlotes, poder ofrecer microlotes.
I had already said what Marcela is now repeating in Spanish. So she emphasizes once more that she is really grateful that she learned how to prepare micro lots, specialty lots, high quality lots, which you can find on the Algrano platform. You can also contact Marcela, myself directly if you want to buy other lots that are also available, because on the Algrano platform, we have lots available, but in reality, we have 260 producers, 80 different micro lots, which we cannot all publish on the Algrano platform because they need room for other producers and other origins as well. But we propose those directly to roasters, and then Algrano, of course, still does all the logistic, the shipping, if you want to, also the financing, warehousing, and so on. But I'm going off topic now. Marcela, go ahead.
Bueno, como familia estamos enfocados en mejorar cada día los procesos para poder tener la oportunidad de un precio más digno, ¿verdad?
We're a lot now focusing on these specialty lots because we think it's important for us to receive, in Spanish we call a dignified price. So this basically means a price that allows us to have a living wage and be able to continue in the coffee business, and also, you know, that our children go to school instead of obliging them to work at the finca with us.
Es por eso que recientemente nos aventuramos a procesar nuestro propio café, construyendo nuestro beneficio húmedo y también nuestra área de secado, que es la secadora solar donde actualmente nos encontramos. Voy a dar vuelta a mi cámara para que puedan ver panorámicamente la secadora.
Go ahead. Yeah, so they decided to invest as much money as they could in a own process facility. So they have their own wet mill now, and they also have their own solar dryer since this year, as you can now clearly see in the camera, I think. Yeah.
Nuestra secadora está compuesta por 324 zarandas de café.
So we have 324 movable African bats here.
Donde tiene una capacidad de 52 quintales.
So there are, how many quintales?
¿Cómo se dice?
¿Cuántos quintales?
52.
Okay, there is room here for 52 quintals. A quintal is 46 kilos, and that's 52 times. So that's like maybe 2,200 kilos of coffee that can be dried simultaneously.
Actualmente.
Okay, we need to move. Tenemos que mover a la próxima etapa.
Okay.
It's difficult for us to read the WhatsApp messages while talking to you, but we understand we can move to the next time. Maybe you should take over, Luisa, and give indications of what we have to do next.
No, I just wanted you guys to show a little bit more of the farm. So you're showing the secadora. Now you can walk around maybe the beneficio, just to be...
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Maybe you can show a little more of the movable bats. Maybe tal vez puedes enseñar un poco más cómo se mueve y yo tomo la cámara. Si
quieres, vámonos para el otro.
Okay. Tiene tres pasillos. Este es el pasillo, ¿sabes? So here we are, and Marcela will now show you how she actually dries the coffee. This is a washed lot that she is working on now. So the African bats are movable, so she can move them from one level to the next to be sure that there is a uniform, regular drying process and all the beans dry at the same rhythm. So this is where there is a natural lot that was just harvested very recently. Maybe you can even see that it is still very fresh and not at all dry yet, but that's obviously the reason why they are in the solar dryer in the first place.
También lo de las zarandas. Las zarandas las diseñamos movibles. Estas se pueden mover.
Yeah, so here you can see how the bats actually move and can be taken out and gone on a higher or lower level. Yeah. This is how we regulate the temperature by moving the bats upstairs or downstairs according to the level of humidity that they still have. And this helps us to get a uniform drying process and uniform lots. Luisa, what's next?
I was wondering if you could quickly show where Alejandra is, because then we need to go.
Sure. But maybe you want to go to Alex in the meantime for 2 minutes. We need 2 minutes to walk up to the wet mill.
Okay, Alex? Alex, ¿puedes mostrarnos un poquito de la parte alta nuevamente, por favor? So Alex is in the high part. We're
okay. Lisa, could you translate for me?
Of course.
Estoy en la parte alta de nuestra finca.
So he's in the high part of the farm.
A 1500 metros de altura. 1500 metros de altura sobre el nivel del mar.
¿Sí?
Aproximadamente a una temperatura de 2 centígrados.
¿De cuánto, Alex? He was going to say the temperature, but then he cut.
20 grados.
20 degrees Celsius?
Yes, 20 degrees. Nuestra familia se ha caracterizado por plantar fincas sin destruir la naturaleza. Ustedes pueden ver el convivio que hay entre la finca y los árboles.
So he's saying that the farm...
A construir la finca o para cultivar.
Perdón, Alex, yo necesito traducir, si no, no me recuerdo. So Alex is saying that one of the goals of the family is to build a farm that is in harmony with nature. So that's why they have lots of trees, like native trees or trees that they planted themselves in the cafetal, so in the coffee plantation, like he's showing us now.
Y en nuestra finca nacen actualmente 3 fuentes de agua o 3 riachuelos o quebradas.
They have also free water springs in the farm, so like natural water sources that spring around the area. Alex.
Nuestras principales...
Perdón, Alex, yo creo que podemos pasar a Marcela nuevamente.
Yes, we are now, Marcela and I are now with Gloria Alejandra at the wet mill. And so Gloria Alejandra, who is Alex's wife, was actually going to show you around the wet mill in English. She speaks English fluently.
Well, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Alejandra, and as Sebastian said, I am Marcela's sister-in-law and Alex's wife. So right here, we are at the wet mill where we receive the coffee. So our wet mill, it's an ecologist wet mill, and I'm going to explain you why. So right here, we are in the place that we receive the coffee. So right here, just wait a second. Coffee, then we measure the coffee in this machine. So then we put the coffee right here, and you can figure it out. We have some coffee right here. See, it is in its natural state. So we are going to go downstairs, and I'm going to show you the pulping machine. And we are going to show you how the coffee comes from there. And
sorry, Alejandra. Ah, okay.
What is happening there, Luisa? When you visited the farm, have you seen this?
It's actually very noisy. I'm surprised I'm not hearing it. Alejandra, can you hear us?
So as you see here, the coffee comes in its natural state in uva. We say this in Spanish like uva or cereza. Then in cherry state, then it turns in pergamino. This is the name in Spanish. Parchment. And then it goes to the criba.
I don't know what is the name in English.
This is where you can measure the smaller and bigger beans to separate one from another.
Yes, right. So here the coffee separates in the good one. Down, it's the good one. And here stays the coffee that doesn't function. And we put the coffee right here. The coffee that we don't need right here in the bags. Then the good one goes right here in these pipes and goes to the pilas, fermentation.
Washing station, fermentation station.
Fermentation station. So then here we have a third material that it's the pulp. Right here, you can figure it out. So we treat the pulp in a special way. We use the pulp and the honey waters have two special treats. One, well, we capture that water meals right here in these dark recipients. And then we use as foliars in the farms, and the others goes into special pipes that goes to an oxidation lagoons. So there's no contact with the soil, and there's no contact with the water sources. I was missing something. The machine pulping, it is in a special place just at the middle of the tolva. Well, we received the coffee, so that allows us comes with gravity, and we don't need to use water to take the coffee right here to the machine. So that's a reason why we are in a wet mill. Ecological wet mill. Yes. So right here are the fermentation. Okay.
Thank you, Alejandra. Thank you, Sebastian. João,
Yes.
I think that's kind of like what a lot of people are doing in Honduras right now to deal with like waste of coffee production or waste of coffee processing, and like some of the projects that you must help. Can you talk a little bit about that, João, please?
So right here we are in the patio where we put the coffee in a pre-dry.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can see here, it's the coffee. And
that's a natural lot that we're drying
right
now.
here. Yes, yesterday was put in here. You can see. And then it goes to the soda dryers over there.
So guys, we were told that we are way over time, so we have to stop our part of the presentation now. We're very, very grateful for everybody's presence. Very sorry to Brazil for having taken so much time away from you. And everybody who wants to work with us, who wants to reach out to us, feel free to send us an email. Go to our website, cafesmo.com. We have 50 producers online, and every day we add another one when we can. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias, Marcela.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias. Thank you, Sebastian. Sorry, João. I think it's like...
No. Please, could you please repeat the question because it's staying the same time.
Like, I'm just sorry because I think it's very exciting. We want to show everything when we are in the farm. And there's a lot of things. I was just asking because they were showing a little bit how they're processing the residue of the water that they use for processing coffee. And that's some of the projects that you are through CLAC. I mean, CLAC is developing with a lot of producers as well. I think, let me go to, you shared with me a few things.
Thank you.
So we can
Luisa.
a little bit more about these projects that like Cafesmo, the cooperatives are doing as well.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Luisa. Well, no, just to complement. First, thank you for this trip, the quickly trip to Honduras. For me, in my first sensation when they opened the coffee lab, because I love cupping coffee. Then for me, I think the future, we need more technology for the smell, feeling the smell for the cupping, okay, because it's very beautiful laboratory, very, very good farm too. Well, just as complement for the information to COVID, to the hurricanes, for example, we now talk about in January work in Honduras from the cooperatives. We have close to 60 cooperatives in Honduras certified as Fairtrade, okay? And in the last year, we have, of course, a lot of problems with COVID and the hurricanes. But the cooperatives support a lot of the producers and the community. It's not just the producers side, okay? It's more. And you can see here some examples, for example, from Honduras, for the distribution, for the food, for the producers. We can remember after the hurricanes, the big problem is stay in the coast, close to San Pedro Sula, okay? But we have very, very problems for logistics, for roads in the field. Then the cooperatives sometimes the producers, the families don't have access to supermarket or others. Then the cooperatives support these producers and the communities. We have a lot of projects about this with the support to Fairtrade International and partners, for example, GIS, the German government, to send food, basket foods to produce and community. The next, please, Luisa, because I really like talk to coffee, but Fairtrade is more than product. We talk about the people. For the COVID, for me, it's very, very interesting because the cooperatives, when it started the lockdown in Honduras last year, it stayed close to March. And we, in this time, finish or close to finish the harvest. Then the cooperative need adapt to the new logistic time. Then in the first moment, we need support producers, but how you can support the cooperatives to sell to shipping coffee last year, okay? Then a lot of cooperatives work supplier, producers, internal employers, and to community to make masks, for example. Sometimes some countries it's easier to buy a mask. Some countries in Latin America have problem. Then we can see in the second picture, for example, is a mask factory in Capuca's cooperative, okay, to distribute to producers and the community. And we have all the actions, for example, donation to hospitals, to private health clinics, and of course, use the internal for the people in the cooperative, inside the cooperative. The next, please.
João, is this like investment, direct investment of Fairtrade premiums, or is this something else?
In this case, we have the premium for the cooperatives itself, okay, and have project by Fairtrade International, Clark, GIS, and partners.
Okay.
Okay.
So these of the masks were actually a project.
Exactly. No. The mask, when you bought mask, is from project. But if the factory, for example, is the Fairtrade premium, okay? Because it is the investment from the cooperative.
Okay, perfect.
But back to the everyday, because COVID is a big problem, hurricane is a big problem, but we have every day we have the life goes on. Then we have a lot of challenges in many countries. Then here, I put some examples to use, this is for specific, the premium user, okay? The first picture is a health clinic this is in Cafesmo, certo? It's different cooperative, and pay for the full team in the clinic for the community. Is more than producers for the community. The second picture is I visited this project personally 2 or 3 years ago. It's in Marcala, in Consa Cooperative. Consa has a big school, international school, okay? In 19, had more than 200 children in this school, between 2 and 16 years old, okay? Just last year, for education, Consa invest more than $500,000 in education. Okay, no, the main project is this school, but have other actions. The third picture is about a project in Marcala. The name is Cleaning Marcala. Marcala is a city, big city, okay? And this project is to work to trash, to garbage, okay? To select, to recycle, okay? Included, for example, the hospital residues, okay? Exactly, okay? Please, the next, because I really like, yeah.
Can I quickly ask you something?
What?
The projects that you've been showing here to us, they are very focused on the community, so it's just not the coffee farmers. Why is it so important for Fairtrade to have this community focus? Is that something that is on purpose, like Fairtrade looks to have an impact on the community and go beyond coffee? So why is that a thing for you guys?
Yes, well, if you think, if one producer is very good or go better, but the neighborhoods is not good, we need to improve everybody, okay? Of course, we have a different velocity for different people, okay? But we need to improve all the producers, all the community, okay? Then for me, Honduras, included for take this information this week, last week, for me it's very good. For me, sometimes I'm really impression for the big community projects like this in Marcala, okay? And here it is interesting because it is more than this, it's social and economic when you talk about diversification inside the cooperatives, but with the producers. I don't know if everybody know the first picture is a rusk, coffee rusk, but to make the cascara tea, okay, is a product, okay, from the cooperatives. This have a very good price. In the past, is just as you can use as organic fertilizer. Now is a new product. It have a very good price international market, okay? In this case, is organic. Then we have a plus, okay? The second picture, we have from the second from Capucas, the third from Cafesmo. The second is honey and roasted coffee, okay? This roasted coffee and the same in Cafesmo is the factory or the roastery. It is derived from women, okay? Then it's very for women, okay? Is a women group to drive to administration the coffee roastery, okay? And the third, running. But we have fish, we have a good project with cocoa and chocolate, okay? Then the cooperatives and the producers looking for more and more. Please, the next, Luisa. Here for me is very important because the environment aspect, we can see here in the first and in the both sides, liquid or leaf fertilizer for organic production. This is made by the cooperative. It's not to sell, okay? The cooperative now has the factory to make this fertilizer. It's the same for organic fertilizing in the middle of the spring, okay? This is a bocash, okay? It's organic fertilizer to, with the cooperative distribute for all the producers is part for the premium for the produce year by year. And below we have the Consa farm. This is a biodynamic model farm, okay? It's a very, very interesting. We have here close to 40,000 coffee trees, different varieties, okay? For looking for adaptation for disease, for example, and of course for high quality. The next, please. Well, here is interesting. We can see in the farm today, we listing, the farm has 3 spring water. This is in the first picture. It's just the spring water protection project, okay? Below, we have a reforestation project, and beside, we have a ethanol and gas, biogas production in the Cafesmo to use to cooking, to dry coffee and others, okay? Well, the next, please, because we need to accelerate. Well, quality, 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 because I work with coffee, I'm looking for the best all the time, all the year. Then this is the graphic for the production in Honduras in the last 9 years. We have a big problem with the roya, is a disease, okay, in 14. After that, Honduras changed the varieties, looking for different technology packed to improve quality or improve productivity. And we have between 14 and 17, we increase a lot the production. For other side, we lost quality, okay? Because new varieties, the wet mills don't support all the coffee, okay? Then we have some problems in this period, but now it's better. Included, when you change the variety, we need sometimes, we need the cherry, but different varieties, different color, for example. Then if you're in Bourbon, we use red, maybe in Lampira, the different variety, we're looking for, how I say, over cherry, okay? It's more, I don't know, the
red color.
Exactly. Thank you, Luisa. Okay. Then in CLAC, we start with the cooperatives. In 18, a full process to us, full trainings for quality. That next, please. Then we start the training for the, of course, the seed to the cup, but our pillar is, or in this case in Honduras, for post-harvest process. Okay, then we can see this guy is Jose Francisco, is from Colombia, work with CLAC in all the Latin America to teach the people about quality. Okay, then we can see.
That's like even from identifying the color, like when the different.
Exactly.
Because it's different colors, all right?
Exactly. Included, you can see, for example, the bricks grade, because sometimes different varieties, we have different colors, but the same sugar. Bricks, we can see the sugar inside the seed, okay? Then we use monitoring all the process, we looking for the best technology for all the producers. Small producers can access to very, very good technology. The next, please, Luisa. Because it's more than just, we start in 18 in Honduras, But the next year, for example, with the COVID problem, we can't stop this process because we need more. We need more. Okay. Then it's just a invitation for a virtual training about the post-harvest process. The first is for the naturals and honey. We can see the natural process in the farm, okay, today. But you can use honey, we can, the different fermentation process and others. The next, please. We can think.
I'm very impressed about how Hondurans are organizing online to do training.
No.
As well, and it's incredible. Like other countries, you don't see that.
Yes, include for me is a big surprise. For example, has connection in the farm. It's very, very good. Okay. Then we need looking for new technologies for support the producers in this. No, in this time. I think it's the new time. Okay. We need innovate. Then this is just for in the process for the quality. We need to think. If we start with micro lots, is very important. But micro lot is just the point. One point is a small quantity. But when you start the trainings, okay, we increase the quality for in the full production. Then we're looking for, if in the past, we stay in Honduras, A2, A3, cup score, in the average, we need 8.3, 8.4, 8.5, but for big volumes too, okay? And of course, the micro lots, 8.7, 8.9, more, okay? Then here is a Consa laboratory. It's very beautiful. It started last year, okay? Then it's just, we can see in Cafesmo, a big, beautiful laboratory. Then not all the cooperative, but a lot of cooperative has their own laboratory right now, and technology to make the cupping together, roaster, because if you use the co-op, for example, you can put the same coffee in the same coffee profile and cupping together in a virtual cupping, okay? The next, please, Luisa.
We're doing those as well.
Yes, just for me is we can see here 4 different cooperatives, okay? It's the Cocafelol, Consa, Capucas, and Carutiu, and different dry systems. For me, it's very beautiful, the middle photo with Capucas, because we have the African beds, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. Then we have a good dry process. We have the shade, okay, the shade in this process. Then the quality is very good. And we can see the size, okay? It's not just 2 micro lots. The technology starts with the micro lot. But today we use for a full production. The next, please.
Yeah, I think Honduras has this thing that they can produce a lot of volume of really high quality now. And like Brazil is a bit like that. And Brazil is a monster in that way, I'd say. I can do like a lot of coffee of really high quality. And Honduras is on like the same track, which is, and the solar dryers, I think, are essential to get that done.
Yes, and in the case of Honduras, we have a very, very good organic production. Then it's different. Yeah. Okay, then here, I really like this picture. We can see Marcela. We have a lot of ladies today, okay? This is other cooperative is Carutiu with the women coffee, okay? Certified included. We can see the ladies in a full, as producers, process, cupping, and export. We have a container below, okay? Then I think is very, very important. And I can see in all the cooperatives we talk the next days work with gender equity. Okay, very, very interesting how the women, how I say, increase but occupy the good way, or the, I don't know, the good word for you.
Fala em português.
Não, que ha ocupado justamente o espaço que é devido a elas.
So they're occupying the space that they should be occupying. Like
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Okay, the next, please. Just to the finish for me, this is a very, very, Luisa, I think know this late, Mary, because Mary work in Capucas Cooperative is for 2 times. She was as a winner, is a winner in the Honduras Barista Championship, and go to the World Barista Championship, okay? And put not just the cooperative, but Honduras. We can see a late young, okay? He is, how I say, is from the cooperative, okay? In Korea, in this case, in Seoul, okay? For me, I stay in this conference, I stay with the people to try, go Honduras, okay? It's not, I mean, very quickly because I am Brazilian, but I go Honduras, okay? Then for me, it is the best picture to finish this presentation, okay?
now, isn't it?
Exactly, it's high quality for people, high quality coffee, okay? Then it's very, very, very beautiful, I think. Thank you, Luisa. Thank you, Algrano, and thank you, everybody, for this trip.
Okay, so we're run over time a lot, but we would still want to offer people the opportunity to ask questions, and we have some questions that people have sent already. So I'm going to do a couple of questions. Marie, is that okay? Of doing a couple of questions.
Yes, of course. Let's answer a couple of questions. We promise them.
So one thing that Sebastian, I'll ask you to answer that one, and that's something that we didn't talk about actually. So what makes Ocotepeque so special? Is it like the climate, the geography? What makes coffee from Ocotepeque so good? You're muted. Can't hear you. He's gone.
That's because with the to answer this question, because he was born and raised in Ocotepeque and he's a 4th generation farmer.
Idardo, you mean?
Please tell us why Ocotepeque coffee is so special.
Okay, we have a very good microclimates, and we are near of the border with El Salvador, and we have influence of the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. This weather is perfect for the growing coffee. Ocotepeque is a not new, but is increasing. Not new, but every year is
more famous every year.
Famous, yeah. And the roaster is most famous. For example, the big majority of the people know strictly high growth San Marcos is and stricta high growth Mercedes. 25 years ago, one importer in Honduras started to do a promotion this area because we have a good influence for the method of the processing the coffee from the El Salvador and the hand picking, for example, the varieties, the big majority of varieties come out from El Salvador, and of course the microclimate.
Thank you, Idardo. One thing that I want to ask you guys as well, and this can be from Joel or it can be to Idardo as well. So we have João was talking about how Honduras, the government and the organizations like CLAC have been investing in developing new varieties. So they're resistant to leaf rust, and they are they adapt better to climate change. So like they're a bit more resistant in that sense. Do you have new varieties that you are already testing? They're already ready to kind of like replace Lempira, because Lempira is already not so resistant anymore. Now you have, I know you have Café 90, or Café 90, see. But I don't know if you have anything else, if Café 90 is still resistant. How is that going?
Okay, right now we are working with a variety, Parainema. We have very good results in the field and the coop. 2 years ago, this variety won Cup of Excellence in the Paraíso. This variety is developed for ICAFE. It's National Institute for Research about coffee development in the country. But of course, we are trying with new varieties. For example, we are with the prime of the fair trade, the prime. This year we are create a nursery for the farmers. We replace close to the 30 hectares for this year with the prime the last year. We trying with new varieties like Parará from Brazil, with Paraíso, Catigua, for increasing the quality cup and increasing the production, because we need, this is two ways, increasing the cup quality, increasing the production. But I think in 5 years, we have good result, good, yeah, because we are working hard for new experiment lots and experiment process. We invest in a lot in innovation. For example, in the cooking lab, for understand how this a lot of process is resulting, analyze the data, and compare it with other partners like Colombia or Brazil, and share the knowledge with Guatemalan producer or neighborhood in El Salvador. But we are investing a lot in innovation.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we're going to have to wrap up here. I had more questions for you guys, but I think we don't have enough time.
Lisa, maybe you can send the questions to us via email and we can answer them later.
Yeah, no, of course. So I'm going to show people where they can. So if you go to our Cafesmo's profile on the platform, you see a button to say message grower. So you can, if you click on it, you'll send a message to their inbox, and Sebastian or Idardo will reply to you straight away. Oh, let me stop sharing. And it doesn't matter if you don't speak Spanish, because you have Sebastian that speaks English, the platform translates as well. So feel free to send questions to them or to get in touch with us, ask questions to us, and then we'll put a list of answers when we share the recording of this trip in the next week. So thank you very much for joining us today. Don't forget to join us for the next one on the 25th of March. And I hope you had enjoyed this visit to Honduras and to Marcela's farm, El Corcho. Gracias, Marcela, Alejandra, Alex, por la visita.
Gracias a ustedes, gracias.
Muchas gracias a ustedes.
Muchas gracias.
Un buen día a todos.
Muchísimas gracias.
Everyone. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.